This is meal prep done right. So while I'm making my chicken for the week, 1 pint of chocolate chip cookie dough Arctic Zero ice cream with some Walden Farms chocolate syrup in there. That's the best way to do it. You gotta throw some Walden Farms in there. But this is my favorite way to prep chicken lately. So just in a crock pot, 4 to 5 large chicken breasts in there with 1 cup of water and some of this Stubbs beef all natural spice rub. It's mainly used for like steaks and ground beef and stuff, but it works out well for chicken too. 0 calories, so I just sprinkle some of that on there. On high for about 5 hours. And then you pull it out, it literally breaks down, just like breaking up with a fork. Turns out like pulled pork almost. And then top it with, I'd say 2 to 4 tablespoons of barbecue sauce, just a light coat, and then 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. If you don't have red wine vinegar, you can also use like apple cider vinegar, but it just helps it break it down and keep it like in a softer state. So that is my go-to way to make some really good prep chicken lately. And then if you want to make sandwiches with it, throw it on some bread, top it with some barbecue sauce, some sweet relish, and some coleslaw. So try this out, guys. Alright guys, so in my last video I gave you an overview of this nonlinear periodization program that I'm working on in this book that I'm reading. And I talked about having 3 zones the last workout, and it was about a 3 to 5 rep range zone, 8 to 10 rep range, and a 12 to 15 rep range. So my previous leg workout I was working between 8 and 10 reps. So this workout I was working between 3 and 5 reps, and then my next leg workout will be between 12 and 15, and that's the nonlinear part of it. What I want to talk about in this video is chapter 2 of the book that I've been reading, give you a little bit of update. But before I get into it, I want to talk about why I transitioned recently back into high bar squats after low bar squatting for the last, I'd say, 4 to 5 months. For one, it's because of my shoulder. I had a shoulder problem, and low bar squatting was definitely affecting it. But Colin Wolfe brought up a really good, valid point on his Facebook page the other day, and definitely caused a little bit of a discussion. High bar squats traditionally have been used for bodybuilding in the past. Low bar squatting, is more popular with powerlifters, and me personally, I know I can squat a lot more with a low bar squat. But in the past, now looking back, I've realized that while high bar squatting, my bodybuilding gains, my hypertrophy gains, and building more mass onto my legs has been more effective. So getting back into high bar squats and kind of transitioning out of this low bar squat phase, I worked up to 365 for 4 to 5 reps today. That's pretty good because when I was low bar squatting, I was getting 365 anywhere from 6 to 8 reps. Like I said, I can low bar squat a lot more than I can high bar, but just getting back into it. Now, chapter 2 of this book that I'm reading really focused on progressive overload and then a little bit of intramuscular energy that you utilize during your workout. And like you guys probably know, intramuscular is anaerobic conditions using high energy phosphates, which are ATP and phosphocreatine, and this stuff is literally depleted in a matter of seconds. And this is where you find yourself where you're working with heavier loads and you need longer, maybe 4 to 5 minutes to recover. And then when you're using lighter or moderate heavy loads, you can recover maybe in 1 to 2 minutes, and those high energy phosphates are replenished. Now, what they're finding and what these studies have shown effective is that you can increase your anaerobic performances with resistance training because you increase that lactic acid threshold. So just because you're resistance training, you're working with weights, doesn't mean that you won't be able to run faster or run better. It works kind of hand in hand. So that's why you see people building programs that are specifically runners, figure skaters, anything that focuses on aerobic conditioning, still using weight training and resistance training. So keep that in mind. If you don't hit the gym but you go for runs and stuff, you can still find resistance training very beneficial. But getting into progressive overload, so if you find yourself not getting stronger, not getting bigger, but you're not forcing yourself to lift more weight, more volume, or just switching up your routines, this is all on you. You need to force yourself to get bigger, and you're doing this because you need to adjust some element of your training to increase maximal muscle fiber recruitment. You can do this by increasing repetitions, volume, speed, You can shorten your rest period. You can have longer rest periods by using heavier loads. This non-linear part allows you to increase volume, but also to take the advantage of recovery. So, people want to know why they're not getting stronger. It's because you need to force yourself to get stronger. You need to change some part of your training to allow yourself to use either more volume, more speed, more weight to use more muscle fiber. And then the non-linear aspect of it allows you to recover as well during the week. And then I also wanted to touch on frequency, how often you should train, because this is a pretty common question for a lot of, I'd say, intermediate to novice, people working out and just getting into this lifestyle. It is completely personal. If you're a novice weightlifter, you obviously need more time to recover. If you're an expert, you can probably work out 6 times a week. It honestly blows me away that there are 995 people, 995 of you, that want to see what I eat every day. And I think the cap is 1,000. So I'm sure by the time I upload this video, I'm going to hit the cap. The reason I think it is 1,000 is because Bob from Olympus Iron actually posted something on Instagram the other day saying that he's about to hit his cap, and he did already. So, guys, I'm sorry if I tapped out on MyFitnessPal, but I want to do my Q&A a little different in this video. And, I have a lot of stuff going on in this video, so I'm going to touch on a few questions on the Instagram post that I put up yesterday. So I think I'm going through it now. There are about 75 questions you guys had. I'm not going to answer them all because some of them are pretty repetitive from previous Q&As, and some are just a bit weird. I'm not going to lie. So let's see. Starting from the top, what is the biggest piece of advice you would give someone who's just starting flexible dieting? Probably don't go crazy. Be responsible. Eat majority, I'd say, clean foods. Your whole sources of fruits, vegetables, meats, potatoes, stuff like that. And then fit in things here and there that you're craving. Just don't go crazy and don't go balls to the walls from the start. Make sure you get your micros. Favorite music artist? I think I touched on this one before. For the time being, it's Good Old War, Rooney, Hoodie Allen, let's see, G-Eazy, man, Taking You Back Sunday, Brand New, a lot. So there's a wide variety of music that I'm into right now. More people want to see more overnight oats recipes. I actually have a pistachio one coming here soon that I haven't tried yet, but it's in the works. What do you do in the Army specifically? So I am an 11 Alpha, which means I'm an infantry officer. I'm a platoon leader right now here at Fort Hood in the good old state of Texas. If you guys are from Texas, hey, what I wanted to say, if you're from Texas and you have a powerlifting meet or a bodybuilding competition near the Austin area, anytime soon, hit me up. And if I'm free, I will try to make it out there and watch you guys or come support whatever I can do. Where would you love to live? Well, I bought a house in Texas, so that's where I'm living, even when I get out of the Army. I think I would like to live in California. I've never been there. I would like to live in California. I said that. Colorado. I wanted to get stationed at Fort Carson because it's absolutely beautiful from what I hear. But I'd say Colorado, California, Montana. Man, I really do want to see the entire United States. Have you ever done steroids? Would you ever try them? I never have, and I never will. I like staying natty. Test boosters? No, not worth it. In the past, I've taken them. Nothing. Not a single thing. Maybe for some people, if you're older, but when I experimented with them, I was like in my 20s. I wasn't early 20s. I'm still in my 20s. But I wasn't very knowledgeable on much of this fitness, supplementation, nutrition stuff then. It was before college, and it was in my bro days. What did you major in college, and what did you want to be? I majored in nutrition, a minor in business administration. And what did I want to be? Well, I was doing ROTC, so I knew I was going to be in the Army. But originally, before going to college, when I was still in high school, I wanted to be an architectural engineer. I loved building stuff when I was like really little. When I first moved into my house that I lived in through elementary school, middle school, high school, it was in a new neighborhood that was just being built. So there are dumpsters everywhere. And I'm like 6, 7 years old, jumping in dumpsters with my neighbors, pulling out like crates and plywood and stuff and building forts in the backyard. So I always wanted to be in construction or like an architect or something. Obviously didn't take that route, but it always interests me. Last one I'm going to touch on right now before I go into the gym. It's a Monday evening. I think right now 7:13. I got off work really late tonight. So I got to do this and I have to go back to work. It's a busy week. Getting ready for some awesome air insertion, air assault training coming up. Let's see. Do you think reverse dieting is beneficial to anyone cutting or just post-contest prep? So I think that reverse dieting is most beneficial when you've done some sort of damage to your metabolism. So if you dieted down to a degree where your body fat is probably I'd say 7%. Your metabolism is obviously slowed down a little bit. Your carbs are probably low. You're probably sucking at that point. That's when I think reverse dieting is very effective and beneficial. If you just did like a small cut to get ready for, I don't know, this summer, you want to get some visible abs, maybe a wedding, a party, bachelor party, I don't know. You're in college, you just want to take your shirt off at a party or something. You don't have to reverse down to that. You can just jump your calories back up a little bit because I'm sure you didn't go in a deficit too much. So reverse dieting I don't think is necessary for everyone, and it depends on the length, the severity, and just how hard you dieted. Alright, so heading to work. I tried out these new things I picked up at the store yesterday called Moo Milks. It's like a 0-calorie sweetener, almost like those like water drops you buy, but for milk. And I used it in my coffee, ended up being real good. So starting this day off, I think I'm starting with some Drake today. Nope, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Let's see what else we got. Brand New, B.O.B., Ace Hood, Ace Enders. Ace Enders is a good one. Yep. Alright, so here's the challenge for a challenge. If the song 7 Years by Seosin comes on Pandora next, it's a Seosin channel, I will do, let's say, a pizza eating contest this weekend. I'll shoot for 2 whole pizzas. So let's see.
Way to shop great gear. Use code Pandora15 at checkout. Some restrictions apply.
Nope, no pizza. Alright guys, 24 hours later and I did it. I maxed out the friends on MyFitnessPal. So I'm sorry if you requested me. There's 5 of you that are not able to be my friend, not able to pull it up, but I reached the cap of 1,000. So sorry. But what I'm going to do is wrap up this Q&A video. One reason I do love this camera, this new Sony RX100, is because it has autofocus. And my T3i did not have autofocus. So it was like a pain to set up the camera and stuff. But getting into it, there were a few questions I wanted to cover that I haven't covered in previous Q&As. Getting right into it. Will you and your brother do any videos together, and what other YouTubers do you like to watch? So, in 2 weeks, I'm going home for Memorial Day weekend, and I will be hanging out with my brother. He's home for the summer. He's working an internship. He's going to school for business. He plays baseball at Bloomsburg University. So we will be filming like day in the life videos, probably some recipes, full day of eating, maybe going out, just like a bunch of film with him. When he was visiting Texas over the Christmas time period, we put some videos out together, but he hasn't made an appearance for quite a few months on this channel. Alright, do you ever want to get another dog to be Leroy's friend? To tell you the truth, I'm not actively looking for another dog, but if I come across one that fits my criteria, I will pursue an adoption or rescue this dog. So, criteria: I don't want a puppy again, because I learned the hard way that Leroy chewed up my entire apartment last time. So preferably an older dog that will maybe calm Leroy down and that doesn't shed a lot, because Leroy does shed quite a bit. So if I can find Leroy a friend, I will, just because I think he needs some company to keep him busy. Let's see, what else do you guys want to hear from me? Got Leroy, my brother. Oh, my favorite YouTubers to watch. So you guys know I'm pretty busy. And another question that I'll touch on real quick: the reason I don't get all these expos like the Arnold, Olympia, FitCons, Europa, it's because right now it's really hard to fit other stuff into my schedule, because our training calendar for the Army is absolutely booked. So when I get the opportunity, I'll definitely try to go to them and fly out to wherever I can. But for the time being, I cannot make it to them. Unfortunately, I really want to, badly. And then falling into what YouTubers do I watch? So I don't really watch a lot of channels. I listen to them while driving to work, because I have a 30-minute commute to and from work. So I'll just plug them in to like my auxiliary cord, which works about 30% of the time. Just like my headphones are now. One headphone works, but I'll play it through the speakers, and I'll listen to a bunch of channels. Mainly right now, though, it's a smaller channel, Matty Kushiri. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Matty C. He is like 500 something subscribers. Definitely deserves more. Really down to earth dude. He's from Australia, so no, he's not American, but he's Australian. He's a pretty cool dude. So check his channel out. I have it in the link below. He supports my channel. He bought one of my BPN shirts, so I gotta give a shout out to him. I also watch a lot of smaller channels: Elliott Fitness, Primal Training. I watch Travis's channel or listen to it. All the bigger channels, occasionally I'll listen to, but I like listening to smaller channels because they're not trying to sell me stuff all the time. If you guys agree, thumb it up. So guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed this new style of Q&A. I'm about to go hit a chest workout. My second chest workout since letting this shoulder injury heal up, and it's feeling pretty good. It's feeling really good. I actually stopped taking anti-inflammatory medicine, and it's fine without it. So I will talk to you guys in the next video.